Hey people, this is Sharpino here, welcome you guys to week 1 of the PMC League Battles for Season 4. So we are taking on the last team that we lost against in the last season, the Grimsby Grimers, who turned out to be the Season 3 champions of the PMC. So you guys know this is going to be an interesting battle to say the least. I feel like I can definitely win, but it's a new season, it's a new season, new teams, so we've got to take a lot into consideration when we're going up against this team here. So let me run through you guys the team that the Grimsby Grimers will be bringing for us this week. They all have a Megalopunny, an Excadrill, a Togekiss, a Roserade, a Slowbro, a Tyranitar, Spiritomb, Rotom-Heat, Druddigon, Jinx, and a Raichu. So they are actually the Pokemon we're going to go up against this week. So a couple of threats on the team include, of course, things like the Lopunny and the Raichu, which are incredibly fast. Then you have walls like Slowbro, and Spiritomb, and even Druddigon can be a bit of a wall as well. But also you've got Pokemon that can be wild cards like the Roserade and Tyranitar. So we definitely have a work cut out for us. So we've got to play our cards very carefully. So having a look at his team, I've made my team for this week here. So let's go ahead and run through the team. So first and foremost, we have ourselves our Kyurem Black, I call it Frostbite. Leftovers with Terra Volt, going for Dragon Claw, Fusion Bolt, Hone Claws, and Substitute. So the reason why I'm going for a substitute variant for this week is because really the only Pokemon that will outspeed Kyurem Black will be the Megalopunny and the Raichu, unless he decides to put a Choice Scarf on possibly the Tyranitar, but we'll have to scout for that. So what I'm planning to do is to go ahead and possibly go for some substitute plays. So if I can go for bring a Kyurem, go for a substitute, and possibly get one Hone Claw set up to possibly get the kill on certain things, because a few walls in his team does include things like Excadrill can definitely wall Kyurem Black. I would say Slowbro could definitely wall it. I would say even Spiritomb could be a bit difficult if it packs the Will-O-Wisp. That's definitely an option as well if he's worried about the physical threat. So we have substitute to be a bit of a defensive, but also setting up potential for a sweep with Kyurem Black. Well, obviously, we've probably got to wait for maybe the Excadrill. So if he decides to bring Excadrill, we'll have to wait for Excadrill to leave before we can actually go ahead and attempt to set up, because after that, there's nothing on his team that could really stand up to Kyurem Black as far as being a physical threat. Next on the list that we have is LevineMa, the Mandibuzz. We're going for a Rocky Helmet Overcoat version that has Foul Play, Brave Bird, Defog, and Roost. So this is going to be the defensive Mandibuzz here. This really is a big answer for all these physical threats. So things like, I would say, well, not Raichu, but things like the Excadrill, things like the Megalopunny, even the Spiritomb, but really it's just an answer to Megalopunny. It's really the main answer that I'm really going for this, which is why I've got both Foul Play and Brave Bird on the Mandibuzz. The only issue is going to be for this Mandibuzz is if we go up against any Pokemon like Tyranitar, which could definitely have the potential to set up if it has Dragon Dance. And also, of course, with Stone Edge being definitely a thing, we just got to watch out for that. So we have to play our cards right when it comes to determining when to make certain plays. And the Defog's there just in case he wants to try to set up some hazards, which of course his Excadrill can definitely do that, and his Druddigon can definitely have the potential to do that. Next on the list that we have here is Miss Prada. Wilma was the Mandibuzz, but we already have Miss Prada, the Mega Gardevoir, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Hidden Power of Fire, and Will-O-Wisp. Now the reason we are going for Will-O-Wisp is because I can see there's a lot of potential for his team to have a lot of special defensive walls. He could have an Assault Vested Excadrill. That's definitely a possibility to take out the Mega Gardevoir, because we have enough speed investment where we can outspeed a max speed Roserade. So the only reason Roserade will outspeed us is in fact if he tries to put a Choice Scarf on the Roserade. Then we might be in a little bit of problem. But so we've done some speed prepping for a max speed of Roserade. Other than that though, we're really at the mercy that Megalopunny and Raichu will outspeed a Gardevoir. So we've got HP investment, we've got special attack investment, but really we're just here to try to take some hits. That's really the main thing here. And the Hidden Power of Fire is more so for the Excadrill. It's there for the Roserade, but we have Psyshock, so that's not really a thing. But really the Hidden Power of Fire is mainly just for the Excadrill and maybe the Jinx. Maybe the Jinx. But other than that though, Hyper Voice should do a lot more damage than the Hidden Power of Fire anyways. because of Stab with Pixelate Hyper Voice with the punch and a half. Next on the list that we have here is the Mudsdale. We got ourselves Horsepower, the Mudsdale, Leftovers with Stamina, going for Earthquake, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, and Toxic. So with this variant that we're doing here, we obviously speed tie with a Slowbro. Well, actually no, we beat Slowbro because Slowbro's base speed is 30, but we will speed tie a Spiritomb unless he puts one bit of speed investment into Mudsdale here. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to go for a bit of a special defensive variant. I was going to go for perhaps an Assault Vest variant, but then I wouldn't be able to use Toxic. Now the reason why I decided to put so much emphasis on Toxic this week is because Slowbro is going to definitely be a big problem for us to deal with this week. So perhaps if I can scout for certain Pokemon to come in, we can go ahead and use Toxic to say get rid of things on Slowbro. And if the only way he can get rid of it is if he in fact has Aerobotherapy on the Roserade. So by that same token, by us doing this, we can either force a turn out for Earthquake to get a free Earthquake on the Roserade if it decides to go for Aerobotherapy, or we just go for Toxic and you know what, we can hit the Slowbro and we can eventually whittle it down to try to do a lot of damage to it. So hopefully that works out, but then again that comes down to if he decides to bring Slowbro. It's just one move, but then again it's probably one move that I think would probably be essential. And then we have other moves to meet the certain needs, you know, Togekiss, Heavy Slam, Close Combat, Escadrille, and the Tyranitar. And then we have Earthquake, obviously, for its main purpose of, you know, being ground stab. Next up we have is Aerial, the Milotic Chest Marva Scale. We've got Skull, Ice Beam, Sleep Talk, and Rest variant. Now, this is to more so counter for things like if he decides to try bringing anything that's gonna, excuse me, kind of be stally against me. If he wants to try to put some Will-O-Wisps down with the Spiritomb or the Rotom Heat, we have our answer in the Milotic. And if he wants to try to put Thunder Waves on us with Togekiss, that's fine as well. We've got ourselves the Rest as well. And because of Marble Scale, its physical defense will be buffed up nicely so that we can take some physical hits just a little bit better. So hopefully that'll work out for us, and hopefully if we do some Sleep Talking, we'll be talking that good moves there with Skull and Ice Beam when we need it. And lastly that we're going to bring this week is going to be the Nidoking here, Choice Scarf Sheer Force. Now, we're going with the physical variant this week, not the special, but the physical variant, just because we do have a few special attacks on our team, and really, I don't feel like a third special attack is absolutely necessary. Wilma's kind of a defensive wall, Horsepower is a little bit more special defensive, but still a physical attacker. But Nidoking's going to be a full offensive attacker. Now, again, the reason why we've got enough, this is enough speed to outspeed a Mega Lopunny. So this is going to be our opportunity to go ahead and hit him hard and hit him where it counts. So this Earthquake, Poison Jab, Mega Horn, and Rock Slide. Now, I would put a Flying type move on Nidoking just so we could try to probably do some damage to Mega Lopunny. But then again, Mega Lopunny doesn't have a lot of HP, so unless Grimsby Grimers does anticipate me bringing a Choice Scarf Nidoking, then I guess that works out. But at the same token, Choice Scarf with Earthquake is going to punch holes in a lot of teams here, being stabbed with Sheer Force. Poison Jab can do some work against things like the Togekiss, and well, really, it's just the Togekiss, really. I mean, I don't know if I really need the Poison Jab. I mean, it's good for Togekiss, I suppose, but other than that, though, we could really use a different move, actually. Hold on 1 second. One second. We have Brick Break. What's a fighting type that we can actually go ahead and use? Fighting type. Let me just quickly look over this, because, I mean, this is really interesting now that I've actually brought it to light. It's like, well, I mean, if you don't really need the Poison Jab, you may as well go for something else, which is a fair point. And considering that we are kind of outspeeding everything, we want to make sure that we can actually do the damn thing. So, we could go Stone Edge, which I think we'll probably do over here. We'll go Stone Edge, and the only thing that we just risk is obviously the miss, but hopefully it doesn't come down to that. We can just do the damn thing. So the Stone Edge there, that takes care of the Togekiss already, so we don't even need the Poison Jab. So we'll probably just go for a Brick Break. I think that's probably best. And that also takes care of the Tyranitar as well, actually. That's actually a pretty good point. So if he's afraid of us, you know, doing something like Earthquake, whatever, we can just go for the Brick Break to anticipate swapping Tyranitar with an Air Balloon, or even an Excadrill. I guess Brick Break kind of comes to be the answer for that. So that actually works out. So the only thing, again, that's going to screw us over is the fact that he's Excadrill's Choice Scarf, because then obviously he hit our speed, he goes for Earthquake, we get to know that, which is great, but unfortunately we'll lose Nidoking. So hopefully this week we bring it to the Grimsby Grimers, the Season 3 champs. Hopefully we can score our first win for this week, and just, you know, enjoy ourselves, have fun, that's the main thing. So stay tuned for this week for the Wi-Fi battle, which should be coming out sometime tomorrow. And until the next time, I see you guys. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later.